In part 2 of this video series, we're installing a new flooring system in our garage and going from this to this. In part 1 of this video series, we started with our messy, boring garage and cleaned it out before giving a fresh paint job. Now, in part 2, we're taking a look at how we can use AI platforms like ChatGPT to help us plan out our garage floor remodel, and then we'll see how we actually install the new flooring system in our garage, step by step. Be sure to check out the link to part 1 of this video series in the description, along with future links and timestamps to skip through the video. And if you're ready, let's get started. Alright, so here we are on Amazon, and this is where I actually found the Vevor interlocking drainage mats. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll down real quick. And as you can see, the brand Vevor is what we decided to go with. We've got the 12-inch by 12-inch version, and this is a 50-pack that you can buy. So a couple quick notes about the Vevor brand. They do come in a 12-inch by 12-inch, or you can get the 15.7 by 15.7-inch size of the actual mats. And then additionally, you can order them in green, gray, or black. I went ahead and got the gray and the black because I like that color contrast, but you can get whatever size you'd like, whatever color you'd like. And additionally, if you look right down here, what you'll see is you can buy different quantities of the number of items that you purchase. And the price of the 50-pack at the time of recording this video is $75.90. But the thing I really liked about this brand is they are more budget friendly than some of the other brands that are out there. And after installing these mats and having them in my garage, they are great quality. And I do also want to mention that at the time of recording this video, I am not sponsored by Vevor or any other brand, and I did purchase these with my own money. Alright, so here we've got the dimensions of the actual product, and so this is nice because you can plug this information or the link directly into ChatGPT and it'll calculate the tiles you need. And then as you can see here, this is the actual look of what the mat looks like. You're going to see when I start installing everything how you click all of these mats together, but just to quickly explain, these are the female portions that snap together, and underneath this portion, this is the side that has the male connectors. That's where you actually put the male and female portions together, and then they snap together very easily. And if you look right here, this is actually showing what I was referencing, so you can see the male portions right there, and they snap together with the female portions underneath. Alright, so here we are in ChatGPT. But what I'm going to do is go to this text box right here, and we're going to go ahead and enter a prompt so we can start planning our project. Alright, so the prompt that we're going to use for ChatGPT says, I want to remodel my garage, and I have an idea for the garage floor. I want to use Vevor interlocking drainage mats and create a design using black and gray colored pieces. If I give you a link to the specific product that gives dimensions and product details, and I give you the measurements of the garage, can you tell me how many of each product I need to buy and how much an estimated amount to spend would be? As you can see, I went ahead and submitted that prompt, and this is the result that ChatGPT provided to me. So ChatGPT said, absolutely, I can help you plan the entire project from start to finish. Once you provide the information, I will calculate, and the things it calculated were the exact number of black tiles and gray tiles that are needed, the most cost-effective combination of package sizes, because remember they come in 12, 24, 40, 50, so on and so forth. And then they said they can also give an estimated total cost before tax and shipping, how many extra tiles you have left over, and whether changing the design slightly could save you money by eliminating the need to buy another full box. Alright, so ChatGPT also said that all I need to do is send the product link, so basically all of that Amazon information that we just looked at. They also need the garage dimensions, so that 19 feet by 20 foot size that we have for our garage. And then if we have a sketch or a photo of the garage that we have, that would actually be very helpful. And then the design. So I'm going to actually show here shortly the design that I wanted for the garage that you saw in the intro of the video. And then I'll show you how ChatGPT was able to help me with that design. Alright, so as you can see, I found an example of the design that I wanted for my garage floor, so I went ahead and submitted that to ChatGPT, and I also answered the following 5 questions that they asked. The first one was I gave a product link for that Amazon product, which were those Vevor mats. I gave the dimensions of the garage. Number 3 is the photo that I attached to the prompt. Number 4, I said that I'd like an estimate for all gray with a black border and all black with a gray border. So just to see what the differences were in color, I said I'm planning on covering the entire garage floor. Alright, so as you can see, ChatGPT's response was, I like this design a lot, it's clean, timeless, and I think it'll look fantastic in the garage. So it does give some feedback about how the black will show more dust and dirt than the gray would. And then also you see it says the garage size. So it says, your garage measures 20 feet by 19 feet, so they give a total of 380 square foot. And then they say, since the tiles are 12 inches by 12 inches, I'll need 20 tiles across and 19 tiles deep, giving a total of 380 tiles required for this project. And then next you can see they took the information I gave about the border design, and then this is how they said that we should design it. So they calculated it for us and they said, you've got about a 2 tile wide border around the perimeter. So basically they said the border is going to be the 380 tiles minus the 240 tiles for 140 tiles total, which means the center portion is 240 tiles. Additionally, if you look at option 1, that was the gray center with the black border, and they said I would need 240 gray tiles and 140 black tiles. And then for option 2, if I want the black center with the gray border, it would be 240 black tiles and 140 gray tiles. Alright, so this was the important part for purchasing, not only for the price, but also so I could figure out the most efficient way of buying all the tiles. So as you can see, ChatGPT said, since Vevor sells these in multiple pack sizes, 12, 24, 40, 50, 55, so on and so forth. And so a likely purchase combination, ChatGPT recommended 240 tiles by buying 4 of the 55 packs, which gave us 220 tiles, and then 2 of the 12 packs to give us 24. That'd give us a total of 244 tiles with 4 spare tiles. And then for the 140 tiles, they said to buy 2 55 packs to give us 110. And then 140 pack to give us 40, which is a total of 150 tiles with 10 spare. So depending on if we use the black center or the gray center, these would be the combinations that you would buy the tiles. So as you can see, ChatGPT gave its recommendation, which was the gray center with the black border. They gave a few reasons, but the nice thing about ChatGPT and a lot of these AI platforms is, you can see at the bottom it says it'd be happy to help even further. And what they can do is create a scaled installation plan with every tile shown, and that would actually give an idea of how we install everything. So if that's an option that you'd like, you can definitely pursue that. And this is one of the great things about AI and how these tools help us with these projects. So after getting everything planned out, it was time to prep the floor, so I decided to clean the floor as best as I could before installing the floor tiles. I used my blower to get out as much of the sawdust and dirt as possible, and then I used my broom to finish everything up. Alright, so this is a close-up of what the tiles actually look like, and here you can see the female connectors on one side, and if I flip it over on the back side, you can see that this is a view of what the male connectors look like. So each tile has 2 sides of female connectors, and then they also have 2 sides of the male connectors. So now we're going to take a look at how we connect the male side to the actual female side. So in order to do that, I'm going to go ahead and flip these tiles over, and now we're going to see how they snap together. So all I'm going to do is align the male portion and the female portions, and then just snap them together until each of them click and they're seated properly. And one nice thing about these tiles, once they're clicked into place, is they are very easy to take apart if you mess up anything while installing, and you'll see that here shortly in this video. Here we're lifting the tiles so that the male connectors on the bottom are clicking downward onto the female connectors on the next tile. When you're installing the mats, you have to figure out how you want to align the tiles so that they're aligned correctly and the female portions don't stick out where you don't want them to, like I did here. As you can see, I did not align the tiles properly, but it's a simple mistake that's quick to fix because luckily the tiles disconnect easily. You'll see a couple more times throughout the video where I had to fix a couple mistakes, but no worries, that's part of the game and we're all learning together. So now that we've got a few rows completed, this is where we're at right now. So you can see we've got the start of the gray border on the outside, and then we've started that black border on the inside. As you can see right here, I did make another mistake, so I just had to go ahead and unclick that black tile, put the gray one, and then fix the black border. Alright, now we've got a little bit more of the design complete. So as you can see, we've got that gray border with 2 tiles deep. We've got the black border of the inside rectangle that's 2 tiles deep, and now we're also starting the center. Alright, so as you can see, we've now got the design about 3/4 of the way done, and it's coming in nicely. We've got the gray border on the outside, we've got the black border on the inside, and we're filling in the center. As you can see, installing these Vevor floor tiles is super easy, and it makes a huge difference in how a garage can look. Okay, so here's the final product with all the tiles installed. I love the way it turned out, and I'm super excited to show the final product. Be sure to check out the link in the description to part 1 of this video series where we painted the walls and ceiling, and stay tuned for the next video where we look at different garage storage options to complete our garage remodel.